Good to see you guys here in sunny Finland. Hopefully got a great week for a circular economy in this country, and it keeps coming and going. First, the bad news. I got 373 slides.
You have 10 minutes.
And then the good ones, I'll show only 2 of those to you. And this is not the one. So I think my topic is like, let's take some kind of industrial reality of this circular economy into the discussions for a while and see how it goes. And a little bit, 5 minutes about the background of this exercise, and then 5 minutes about the structure of this platform, and then 10 minutes how it's going to work. So these 3 items we have in our agenda today. This UPM, as said, it's a big company. It's about 10 billion euros revenue. We got something like 100 business operations across this planet, ranging from the nuclear power stations all the way to the sawmills. And in the middle there's the paper mills, and there is pulp mills and plywood mills and all kind of mills. So we've been doing this circular economy now maybe for 125 years, and material efficiency as well, because that is enabling this company to survive. So I have heard that the first 100 years was not that perfect, but the last 25 years have been actually very good in terms of circular economy and material efficiency in all meanings. So we produce something like 1 million dry tons side streams and waste in a year in this company. 1 million dry tons. So out of that million, 90% is being reused and recycled. But we have still these 100,000 tons to go. And to sort it out in a sustainable and solid manner, that's the background of this circular economy service platform, why it's being created. So behind this platform, there's about 10 companies who has committed to develop and get it up and running. And this consortium, which is, as I said, about 10 companies, a big Finnish corporates, we have a collective revenue in these companies like 40 billion euros. So there's quite a huge commitment to make it happen and get it in use. I think that's about this background. Let's get to the point. Do we? Yes, we do. So this is how it looks like. So it's been now tested and developed for a pilot phase. So it's up and running, it does exist, and it works. So we have put a few thousand tons of different side streams and waste streams through this whole service with our maybe 20, 25 different partners within the supply network and this value creation process. So it has these services in these 6 modules. You can read it by yourself. But there's the headlines like these new technologies, because we might need some new technology to sort out these side streams and waste streams to get them to the market. There's a bunch of all kind of present solutions existing already in this solution bank. Why they are not in use, I don't have a clue, but they are not, because still I have this package in my backyard, and as well as somebody else. Then the number 3 is this market integration, how to get these fractions to the market. So that's the key point of let's say, all of this. Supply chain services, which is actually covering all these so-called EREK type of functionalities, from the volume planning over the operations and manufacturing, the recipes and the product management, all the way down to the logistics and supply to the markets. This is regulatory services, because within this value creation process, it doesn't go like like no tomorrow first time. We need some services to help this value to be created by those services. And then this digital services box, which is carrying all the data which goes through the platform, we can run for all kind of reporting, analytics, about performance of the circular economy and the whole value creation. So that's the structure of it. Single sign-on. When you get into the platform, you get all these services in your use and as like one go. That's about the structure. Behind every of these module, there's a partner network to provide certain services under these topics. So when you are putting the stuff through this platform, you can get these services as you go, if you need. And we have something like, I think we have now something like 50 different companies which are now in the platform for the testing and the piloting purposes with different roles. So, and this is the trick of it. Last slide. If you look at this process here, we got 3 items here. We got the markets in the right side, we got the fractions in the left side, and what is in the middle, that is the value creation process. Because the guys who's got these fractions, they don't have these markets. And the guys who's got the markets, they don't have these fractions. So that's why this package is still hanging in my factory backyards. Because my interest is not to deal with these markets. I'm a fraction provider, but I need to get these fractions to the market by somebody. And that's why we can come out with this conversion process. So somebody has to take care of that for me and serve the market. So this cluster in the middle, in this yellow pipeline, that's a set of companies who are able to do this conversion by using different equipments, processes, technologies, and so on. So, and finally serve the market and get its income. So that's how the business is done in this process. On the way, you can see now in different parts of this picture, you can see the modules here again. When you put the fractions, this is now we are talking about the ashes and sludges and dregs. These are coming from the forest industry, which we took as the first set of fractions to test it. And that's why we put these thousands of tons of this stuff through the process. So you can see these modules again here. So module 3 and 4, that is the value add. If the value does not get created, nobody buys that. And we have these fractions in our backyards. So that has to happen. And to make it happen, you need different support and services on the way to the market. It might be that you got the trouble here in these technical requirements so that you don't have certain machinery, or some processes breaking, or you don't have different technologies to do that stuff. And then you can shoot out your requirement to this module 1 and 2, and behind that module are these collaborators and the partner network to sort these troubles out and help you through. And it goes and goes. There might be some kind of regulation restriction, so that whatever you produce, it's not going to fit to the market for any kind of reasons. And again, you need some services to support you through. And you find it behind this module 5. And then the journey continues, and finally you are with your value add to the market. Because that's the only thing the world pays for. There has to be some value add. Otherwise it doesn't go. And that has been the biggest trouble in our experience so far in this industry, that this is not connected to fractions of the markets, and this is supposed to help it and fix the problem. I mean, for good. And then throughout this whole, the process and the practice, we are collecting all the necessary data and store it to this, this digital service module in the databases for common use, which is restricted to certain operators, and everybody gets a visibility to the common databases by their roles. And we can restrict or open it as we go, but it has to be agreed within the parties in this process. And then you can run all kind of different reports and analysis, as said, and track and trace the supply and the fractions and everything else what happens there, manage the manufacturing resources and the recipes of these products and the whole 9 yards. And what is this CLIC? CLIC is a consortium in this country. I think we have something like 40 owners, research centers, the private companies, some of the public parties, which is kind of a program office for this circular economy and bioeconomy and the bioenergy, the initiatives and programs. So that is the company who runs this show so that we can get it out to the market. And that's it.
Now you can start the other 300 slides.
Do I still have time?
No, excellent.
Okay, thank you very much.